Off we go, folks, on a Tuesday. Welcome back. How's everyone doing this week? It started with our show. What's up, Red Flare, APV? David, you're the best, man. Really appreciate you. Edward, Victoria, Miss Stephanie, Mesogam. I'm going to run them all down. Anybody that's in here, Alex, AA, Ron, Jewelry Affairs, all you guys, come on in. Let's talk parabolic harmonic patterns. What do you think about that? What's up, Drake? Welcome. You guys getting coffee? Maybe lunch? Let's go, Angel. That's right, LFG. You know, I had our Monday session with our harmonic pattern folks, gold members, and, you know, really just, I spent a while kind of imparting how important this time is. So I will kind of just give you a 1 minute hype kind of pump talk here of just get ready. You got to sharpen everything you're doing. You got to wake up 30 minutes earlier. You got to spend an hour more in front of the screen. You got to have a more detailed plan. Where are you going to be 6 months from now? Where are you going to be 1 year from now? Because this is the year to work it hard. What's going on? We're halfway through a parabolic move on Bitcoin, folks. Maybe only a third of the way through. Crypto too. Beautiful little monthly chart I'm showing at the moment. But this is really kind of the first phase of it. Not really it's amazing. A long-term chart is beautiful, but you know, what is to come off of this move is really identical to 2020 cycle. You know, you are essentially here with this kind of move about to begin, if not more. Understand, really visualize. I think that's something traders don't do enough of. Close your eyes, see the chart in your brain, see the projections, see where it's going, how high. Okay, I think those little visual tricks, techniques, for me, have gone a long way to really kind of educating myself, kind of burning important price action phenomenon, harmonic phenomenon into my brain. In fact, let me say this. That projection right there, you should be able to draw that chart from memory by hand with the 1618 going to 102,500. And that would be like the second phase of this parabolic move. So really just get yourself mentally there. And pray for retracements, folks. Look, we get another 10% pullback like we did last week on Bitcoin. And we were saying this thing's pumped, ready to go. We even had some daily HSI just here last week. And then we had 4-hour patterns. And just ideal progress. I mean, just continuing. And this is also something where, hey, harmonic patterns are great, but I'm going to be the first one to tell you that they're going to have different performance capabilities, potential, in a bear market versus a bull market. You're going to get retracement patterns, okay, on pullbacks, within these parabolic moves. They're going to make the patterns look like the Holy Grail. And sometimes they are, but it's just a larger awareness of the type of market trend you are in. And we're there. So no matter how much bumping consolidation we want to do here at 70K, really, it's just a matter of time. We crack that, the 1618, go to 102.5. Should be in everybody's brain. So many kind of harmonic things there as well that you just have to use that as your plan. Use these limits to define your plan. Our plan all along has been 618. It's been like this, 382, walk in the steps, 50 to 618. Really, 618 was where this thing was set free. And absolutely, I think we can all agree that the character of this market changed on that 618 breakout. And everyone that's here today, I recognize people in the chat and the new folks that have been here in the last month or two. You guys lived through that, and you learned a valuable lesson of what can happen reactively there, and then the follow through, 30 days, 30 weeks, whatever, is quite telling. We knew as soon as that 48.6 broke out, the only thing we had left, 886, right there. So I want to show really quick before I go much further, folks, you know where to go. And I think a couple people have asked me about this basic information. Go to harmonictrader.com. Okay, register now to become a free basic member, basic members page, and get the software. Anybody that's in here that doesn't have the software, I don't know what you're doing. Free 14-day trial. Good news also, we got the dots and some of the updates on MetaTrader, eSignal, Ninja, Sierra. Those updates are rolling out, and then we have even some new juicy news that's happening. I will share with you in the coming days and weeks. But get your software there. Get with us. Listen, the stair-step harmonic pattern process, all the Harmonic Trader harmonic pattern books are available as a free PDF. Get volume 1. Click that PDF, open it up, and then you're going to be able to understand, okay, exactly what ratios. We talked about 3618, 2618 last week. But what about the whole scale of ratios? All right. And where do they come from? What does that mean? Go to the book. I believe it's chapter 3 or 2. Yeah. Chapter 2 here. Okay. But these are the levels that we're looking at. There's your gamut of ratios on volume 2 or volume 1. Sorry. They're all derived directly or indirectly from Fibonacci sequence, or as we say, sacred geometry, the 314 pi. Okay, not exactly. That's a little bit of a stretch, but you develop this range. And this range of ratios, where's the total scale? I'll come back to that. But this range of ratios, these are the levels that define the stair-step process. 1618 up to 314, and that's what we talked about last time. 1618, 886, bang, and just refresh your memory on our maximums. I think 1618 to 20 is an easy deal. That puts you 102 to 125, general range. Bitcoin will be a six-figure entity this year. Beyond that, we're going to have to see like the magnitude of which it crushes those numbers with our maximum measured levels. Remember, 3618, if we're going to mimic the last cycle, which was a 3618, 215, guys. Let's just frame out the measurements, take it step at a time. But so you know, that's how we frame it out. That's what we're looking at. That's what it would mean to go parabolic. So a whole bunch of stuff. Quick breakdown from last week on that 4-hour chart. Take a look. Remember this crab pattern. That's where we pretty much left it off last week, of looking for this perfect type 2. Didn't get there. That's not an easy situation, reality. Sometimes you end up short on these kind of continuation patterns. You did have confirmation, but the whole fact that we have another bullish pattern off of the top, That's critical. And where was the last time there was like a Gartley? Yeah, remember this Gartley back there? Oh my goodness. That was the last bullish pattern on the 4-hour at 35K. Remember that one? Remarkable. And now we have another. All the things you want to see. I'm really impressed. Not only the magnitude, but the fact that we continued to print really nice bullish continuation patterns in an orderly fashion on retracements. So it's just, it continues to be a harmonic dream. I thought last cycle was something else, but this is, I think it's even better. What's up? What's going on? What's going on? The multi-time frame harmonic. Hey, Cowabunga, you're asking for a multi-time frame harmonic video. Those are all in your basic member library. So check that out. Check out those videos. And if you have questions, get over on our Discord. And we can, I can help you out there too. But definitely connect. Hey, if you're not on the Discord, please join us. Okay, over there. It's that group is steadily growing with great content, great posters. Oh, also, really quick. So as we go forward here, I'm going to bring in some great harmonic pattern people. We've had Mitch Ray and Mitchell. He just the greatest guy. I mean, Mitch is just doing a great job. So go check out Mitch Ray because he's doing patterns. He does a great job every day on those. And then there's other people that have been on fire that have caught my attention. I've introduced myself. Great people. And I want to encourage that. So we're going to bring a guy named Lieutenant Ponzi over next week. I think next Thursday. And then we will possibly later in the month do, I'm searching for really great people they have, great followings on Twitter, X, whatever, and get a harmonic pattern spaces group. Here's Lieutenant Ponzi, guys. Go join him. Go follow him over there on Twitter, Lieutenant Ponzi. Really great stuff. And if you look at his feed, especially last summer, he was just pounding the table and got a lot of people back in at a really important time. And he does mostly harmonic patterns. There's other people, and I want to introduce more of these people. Really bring together, solidify the harmonic pattern excellence that's happening. So great stuff. What was that? Yeah, cool, Evan. Great. Yeah, no, he's check out what he's posting, and he does really great stuff with the material. So, nice guy. Anyway, back to biz. Those are the updates. I did want to share also. Listen, we had that crypto webinar last week. It went really well. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Had a good group. And so if you want to catch that recording, I'm going to post that in the general Discord. So, I go over to Discord. I'll make that available as well. I think I did post it, but I'll post it again if you're interested in that. So here we go. Bitcoin, we know the deal. Can we even get a bat pattern? It would be interesting to see. Just consider this. The next few days, we do have all of the alignment, proper alignment for actually a Gartley up here. Really close to a bat, but your B point, hold on, is within the tolerance. There you go. So let's follow that. Maybe we get more consolidation in here. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Okay, thanks. So let's look for that. But what we're looking for on any of these pullbacks, again, what's been working? 4-hour patterns, daily oversold, and probably one of the best ones that is exhibiting that at the moment is Ethereum. So looking really nice here, 4-hour pattern, and this was a tight type 2. Amazing. Did the 1. Okay, back down for the 2 on the 4-hour, and then recall the daily HSI oversold. So, this is got a lot of the markings of trying to get this to be a continuation. But watch that. I still say Ethereum wants the 886 on this move. The 886 being, come on back here. No, not that one. That one. There it is. 886 is exactly 4,400. And it's so close, you're just looking at that as like a magnet effect. Even if the bat was to complete, give you a reversal, I still say where you are, just pause. You got great 4-hour dynamics. So there's the 886. And we drew this out last time. Could very well be considered an alternate bat, but you got to get up there. That's 4,400 on this move. Getting close. I mean, it's a lot like when Bitcoin was getting shy of its 886, ready to retest its all-time high. This one, almost there. Not a total blast off, but this has been a remarkable move. You're almost up 3x off the September low. So absolutely remarkable, and it continues. The other thing that looks like it really wants to continue is Solana. I'm impressed. You're doing what you need to do here, Solana. Remember all of these patterns, T2, 174. Also recall, it could be a bat or a shark. Software was kicking out. A slightly different data feed on Binance versus some of the lower data feeds. That is always an issue with crypto, brokerage to brokerage. The slight differences can trigger a larger structure. Like the algorithms might kick out a shark over the bat because it's a bigger, better match. Bigger the pattern, better the setup. Regardless, this has been a monster. And are we going to do, we're going to go from price recovery to price discovery on this one. One of the things I also shared in that webinar, and I won't spend too much time on it, but it will matter from a harmonic perspective. Where we are by the halving, now scheduled, I think April 19th, will tell you a great deal about the potential going forward. If you are not in a price discovery mode by then, especially depending on the coin, but let's say Solana is still at below the 886 or hasn't broken out. All right, it's a rule of thumb, consider that less likely to do fireworks or to really give you an explosion move. It's not there yet. You still have a couple weeks to go. But it's an important distinction from a harmonic framework. How far has it moved? Proportionally to the last cycle. Has it been able to recover? Because not all crypto is the same, for sure. We know that. And I think what's even more interesting is you'll have things that are like all-time 382s that are nowhere near the all-time 382. They're still basing in a lot of instances. And I'll give you the other one that's a big one like that. It's Cardano. What's Cardano going to do? It's been a remarkable, beautiful harmonic pattern trade. 25 cents to 75, now 65. But this is an important range distinction? Like, are we good? First of all, we need to define which crypto have the possibility of going parabolic at all. Here you go. Cardano, 382 is 132. You'd have to double just to get to that minimum. Let's say we're still here in a month, even 2 months. Okay? Then you have to adjust. After the halving, we've got to say, well, all right, if Cardano, which has been a great trade, 3x is a phenomenal trade in any market, but we're looking for those massive, fortune windfall winners. Well, if we're not there, then maybe go to 382 or maybe a 618 at best, and that's like $2, but at best, maybe an 886. But you have to have reduced expectations, which means in a few weeks, we're going to want to separate the cream from the crop and focus on those price discovery or those that are making moves into price discovery with the possibility of doing a 3618 going parabolic. That's what you want. I mean, how likely? Let's even take 314. We're there at this point. Really, can Cardano do a 314 if it can't even make a 382 halfway into this? It's important. Those kind of distinctions go a long way to putting you in the right spots. And I will, highlight probably the best one so far for us, Fetch AI. So this is, that is one, Fetch AI. That's a different creature. That's a different crypto. That is something where, you're in massive price discovery. Yes, you've already gone parabolic, no doubt. You go from 20 cents to $3. That's parabolic, okay? But at least you know that something like this has ability to continue to run more than like Cardano. What is that? 3? There's 3618, guys, on Fetch AI. And HSI right at 3618. Could we do a 382? Very possibly. And then go again. That would be your best bet, frankly, some kind of pullback correction. We would want to get that correction and then go again as it continues to be in price discovery, because it's a totally different state of trading. It's the best way to kind of describe that. It is a different environment. It is a kind of intensified, where you something like Cardano, or even more similar to that, which is something I still like, is Axie Infinity. Beautiful chart. Okay, but what can this do? What could this truly do on this cycle if you're only this far? Definitely there's no hot new concept that they're coming out with like the AI crypto or others to drive it. So I would expect this to be kind of a price recovery cycle, 382. But we said this last time as well. That puts you, 6x, 68, $70 from current level, still a phenomenal trade. It's just, I guess what we're all thinking or wanting to catch are those that go into price discovery where you are entering and it's a permanent low. Permanent low. It's a concept that, I kind of came to the realization, especially when I was an investment advisor, of trying to position things so long-term trades so that you buy them once and you never sell them. Longer-term investments. Some of the crypto, in the back of all of our minds, we do want to be able to catch some like Bitcoin that will run for forever. Not forever, but you know what I mean. You buy them, and then the best thing to do is hodl it. That's a microcosm, micro fraction of all crypto, but yeah, that is the general thought. How do you get there is that you get stuff like Fetch AI, buying it at 20 cents is $3. Okay, take a little profit, but you got to let like 50% of that ride almost blindly at this point, because you don't know. The upside, that thing could go to 20, and there's your 100x. So absolutely things to think about, and be pondering, researching, tracking more than ever now. Folks, it's the end of March, unbelievably. We're going to come in here. Let's quick peek at the total index, because monthly close is really potentially massive of exactly where we are. Total crypto. Right now, we are at the 886. Sitting right there. Can we get through it? Because the 886 is 2.65 trillion. You got 3 days. Tomorrow, Thursday, into Friday, and then you better be above that 886. That would be the ideal situation. And for it to go now. Or what are you going to do? Maybe a little pause here at the 886. I'm closely monitoring 2.65 trillion. There you go. We'll be here on Thursday, and we will get in deep on that, on these monthly closes. But your monthly Bitcoin, okay, it's above currently. Currently, I say that with a tinge of caution, where we really want to see that monthly close above 68.5. 68.5. Then we know that this is going to continue its intensity. Now, you're not going to get, there have been a lot of instances, you get a pullback after the halving, possibly, but I think it's clear. It's 1025, but when? How soon? And can we get pullback on it? Daily time frame, I don't see us coming back more than if we just use HSI. That's what that little arrow is, Harmonic Strength Index. These should be acting as floors of the move going forward. Hold it, and hold that 60. The other one, 51. And you go back since the low. Every HSI has been a critical continuation point. There's October and September. Really started in August with that beautiful bat pattern, type 1, type 2. But Harmonic Strength Index is another one, and that's a proprietary indicator. It is this indicator, folks, right there. So even those that are new to harmonic patterns, and I will say this, I know that there's people that have free harmonic pattern scripts, whatever. Please avoid them. Okay, because most of them are not even correct, and they don't have the confirmation strategies like HSI or amplified RSI that really tell us, confirm which patterns are going to give you a move and which are going to be a dud, because that is the challenge with harmonic patterns. You can connect dots, and it's a great starting point, but it's only a starting point. More on that later, and not to mention, I own the trademarks on all of the harmonic pattern names. So I'm going to just, as an aside, should be a discussion unto itself, but whatever. I just think in terms of performance and what this software can do, we know what harmonic patterns do. The number one problem with harmonic patterns, people do not measure them properly. So we got the algos. We got the algos that do and measure patterns like this. Okay? like the crab. Keep an eye on that. 61.5, if we even got down there, that would be a type 2 gift. 4-hour chart has a couple of things where you're a little overbought, but every pullback has been bought. Every pullback since that pattern at 25K has been bought. So unless that changes, which it won't, we continue with our plan. Let's do a couple other big ones. For our XRP fans, you know who you are. Don't despair, guys, because look, not all crypto are created the same, but we're getting more patterns. Check out the 4-hour on XRP. And this is after the breakout. So I'm going to go to the daily in a second. But right here is the downtrend. That's the daily downtrend of XRP. That's your official breakout point. Go to the weekly. Take a look. There you go. Amazing pattern. Just taking its time. And this is the other thing in terms of doing that 382 assessment. Where are we before or by the halving? Were we able to get to a 382? Yeah, we were. That's a good sign. If we could get above the 382, above 92, I think then you would be in an accelerated mode. But this is still one of the best patterns, weekly looking left patterns we have. Just be patient with it, please. Be patient. Remember also all the back-to-backs. All these back-to-back patterns down here. Well, there you go again. Sorry, there you go. And we already did the type 1 off of the crab, and we should begin this right off of that target too at 58. Look, these are opportunities. A few days ago, we had that pullback, and it set up a ton of real juicy patterns. On the daily, we got a lot of daily oversolds. We got big daily patterns, and then 4-hour patterns are pretty much everywhere, like you saw in Bitcoin. Let me highlight a few, and then I'll take your requests, but not too many, because I got to get going today. Here's a great one. Auction, bounce coin, or whatever, bounce token. Okay, beautiful bat pattern. Around 19 bucks after the big move. And let's just size it up. So you've got the software. You're looking at your favorite coin. How do I know? Is this going to be cream of the crop, or is this going to be bottom of the barrel? Well, what's it done pre-halving? So far, that's pretty good. You get up to a 707, 70% retracement. Do the pullback. Can we go again like that? That's the thought. That is what we should be considering, that those that have mooned and pulled back and have retracement setups patterns, you're looking for the next leg. And how do you know that it's got the potential for a next leg? It already did. At least a 382 up to 50. This case, 618 is great. That's some progress. That's how you want to look at it. Yep. A couple more. Avalanche. I'm holding this. I've been long this for a while, and I'm still holding it. It's a slow mover. It's got beautiful patterns. Look, beautiful big bat. Finally, recently got up to the almost target 1, but that's still not a 382. What this does in the next few weeks will dictate whether or not I hold this for the rest of the cycle. There's your 382. So it did clip. Can we get? I'd like to see this more like, get to the 50 level. Currently, stock's 55. All of your range numbers for Avalanche, astounding, $20 with a hop at 10. It bottomed at 9. Remarkable. But this is one that's, hey, it's slower. It's not in price discovery quite yet, but you are clearing out of the minimum hurdles where it could be something larger than just a price 382 weekly price recovery. Couple more. What's up, Timothy? That's kind of funny. A0. Yeah, who brought that up? I think Vegas brought that up in the chat earlier in our Discord. A0. Was it A0? No, it was something else. I think it was Arrow. This is ALEPH 0, ELF 0. Okay. A newer one. Let's get a couple feeds here. I kind of like that because it's not the prettiest. But look, type 1, type 2. Pretty clear. I don't know what this... okay, we did have this little... Officially, you already did the 1 and 2. Because you had this crazy little bounce. But this is still a relevant zone. Hop level 111. And HSI, there's your dot. Now I want to show you... Look, a lot of people understand harmonic strength index, why we use indicators with the levels. There's a beautiful confirmation phenomenon that occurs with it. But it's still the question, where the hell do you hit the trade? So let me show you something that has been really helpful for me with the dot, that I show both the HSI arrow but the dot. But obviously the dot is the optimal situation. We hit a zone, like there's the minimum zone, but goes all the way through. All red candles. HSI arrow. Okay, first place I would start looking. Now to get a dot, you have to retest and give 1 and 2 green candles. So just know something should start after then. It's not every time, but sometimes, a lot of instances, let me really blow it up so you guys can see. We will get this like a one last ditch retest of this dot bar right there of the open level, which is right there around 108. You're retesting that now, okay? Looks pretty good. I'm definitely looking at that because it has T2 possibilities all over it. But in the same way, look at the last couple of dots. All right, beautiful. Hit the target level, HSI. Okay, then you get a dot, and look, it retests the open of that bar and can't get through. 1, 2, 3, and then down. One more time, HSI dot hits the open and down. You see that and then we're going to look intensely in the next few bars. Helps to establish some expectation. I'll do that on some others, but it's a great way to really pinpoint those zones. What's up, Philip? Philip is asking, HSI is proprietary, but can I talk about how I came up with the indicator? Yeah, it's relative strength. It is I won't say it's relative strength. It is inspired by relative strength. It has a lot of mechanics of relative strength, but a bunch of other calculations, numbers in the numerator, denominator, and then a lot of other, exponential smoothing that enables us to get a really tight, clear directional reading. HSI loves to go from one extreme to the next. Not in every instance, but generally, yeah. It's really kind of like a how to express relative strength in a modified sine wave type of adjustment. But it is absolutely critical because it's measuring relative price action in a different way than RSI. And amplified RSI is probably more like the standard indicator than HSI. HSI was inspired, but is not nearly as close as what amplified is. Regardless, you see its effectiveness really since we had the dot too has been a great help. But from early on, I've been saying though, a pattern is only a sketch, a drawing. It's not a trade opportunity unless we have confirmation there. Be aware of that. Yeah, James, we can look at Atom. What's up, GoldenEye? Sure, I'll get to Gala. I've got some of that still. I would like to buy Atom. Atom is, I think, one of those. Again, take a look. What's the pattern say first? Daily. Beautiful deep crab. But what do we know? It's type 1. T1 designation, beautiful. T1 dollar sign, that's the end of the reaction move. All harmonic patterns have the framework of a type 1 reaction, the type 2 return move to retest, and then the type 2 reversal, if that's the play. What are we looking for on crypto, especially in this cycle? Reaction and an explosion failure through. If it doesn't happen, you'll see the stalling within 3 or 4 price bars. I do like Cosmos because you have this potential return phenomenon happening on top of the fact that, look, lots of patterns down here. Bullish patterns, all there. $9. It beautiful. Kiss the hop at 6. And we were on that. This is another one that has yet to move, though. I kind of liken this to Chainlink. Great name. Always the community is always super positive on the tech or whatever you want to say about the technological advances of crypto. But you got to get to $21 to be at a 382. And I'm not the tech crypto guy. I'm the harmonic pattern level guy. Give me the patterns, give me the price action, those combinations, and let's glean what are the possibilities of a trending harmonic pattern market. So definitely, I like it. I'd be looking at that at $12 for a return move, but it really has to do things to be more than just a recovery candidate in this cycle. The other one, Gala, similar. I'll show you two that are similar, but they're definitely rearing their head of what's a better candidate. Here's Gala Gaming. Okay, massive recovery. We were on Gala at 2 cents. I would love for this thing to become, one of the big winners because, right, Justin? Justin, are you in here? Because you got me into this, and we suffered on that for a little while, but then we had some great patterns at 2 cents, especially that one goes to 8. But what can it really do? So Gala, go to your weekly. Let's look. What's the all-time range? How much has that recovered? It's not quite 382. There's still time to go. But look, there and 382. Your minimum level would have to get to 33 cents, folks. I think 33 cents could be attained this cycle, but you're not anywhere near there where you could possibly do something much bigger or, for goodness sakes, go into price discovery. Versus like Phantom. Okay, another one, very similar. We looked at several of these. And Phantom making better progress, and another one that I'm on. Okay, I actually took a slice of profits about 2 weeks ago. on this. Not much. Like 10% off of that, just to lighten it up. I probably shouldn't have even done that. But 382, can we get above 150? That was 120 recently. This one I feel better about because we've progressed. And I would want to see this thing get above 140, 150 in the next few weeks. Then I would stay with it. If I can get there, I could possibly get to an 886 at $3. That's, at that point, you would be plus 10x for me. It's great. Justin's not in here. Yeah, he is. There you go. Justin, what's up? Right? You still holding, Justin? I am. I wish I would have gone super huge on that, but I didn't. Few more. Got to get to these other markets because just continues. A couple new ones, folks. Things that have yet to move. Here's Blur spot, whatever. Blur. What do we know? Daily. Oversold. Okay. Yes, we have it on Blur. 54 cents. Okay. 4-hour pattern. Do we have something? Yeah, I had something on that. Where'd it go? Should be a bat pattern right here. Huh. Thought I had that. Or was it? Yeah, it is Blur. And I like this Blur at around 60 cents, 59 cents, something like that. Or was it this Blue Zell? Hold on. No, because that already moved. Although, look. Look at this. Really nice. 1, 2, and you spent 1 day there, right? And go right back to the hop. I mean, that's remarkable. 30 to 45 in a week. 50% move. That's really nice. I did want to peek over at, hold on. Sorry, let me come over here. Let's go to Coin. Let's look at those stocks. So Coin up big. What happened there? 4-hour last week at 225 with a dot. This is the beauty of the dot. Also, framework, pure framework in action. If you understand that all harmonic patterns go through the type 1 up, rejection back down to type 2, and you get a dot there, that's an extraordinary opportunity. In fact, that is going to be the preferred setup for any trending crypto. 4-hour retracement, give you a type 2 confirmation, and go continue the price discovery. Coinbase there, I think the whole thing, let's apply the 382 recovery rule to Coinbase. I mean, amazing. You're running at 300 a year ago. Okay, a year ago we were 40, 45. Well, obviously 382 was a long time ago on that. There, 382. Now tell me. 382 off of that all time was 188, 180. Now you're up at the 618 exactly all time. I would say at this point, the goal for Coinbase is an all-time 886 of the IPO to 385. That would be a really phenomenal recovery, but that's structurally the likely target, especially after we get out of that 618. And I talk about explosions. Here's MicroStrategy. I don't know. Just go back to everything we've been talking about for a long time. Last fall, last year, December, January, February. It is phenomenal. This thing is going parabolic. Okay, and where does parabolic take you? Well, we know 1618 on MicroStrategy is a $2,200 reality. But what's the other possibility? Because this thing, if we're going all-time history, All-time high from .com was 3,300. That all-time 886, basically like 3K. 3K matches up with something more extreme, like a 2618. Gets you to the all-time new high, about 3,300. Yeah, sorry, it's like that. Off of that move. But much like the rest of them, I think all of them trigger 886. Now, a couple that have yet to move, and I really want to always be looking at things that related stock plays that have yet to move. Of course, you got miners that, boy, you would think these would be moving a lot more. They've had a couple of fits and starts here, but probably need a little more time. I think these might be something for after the halving, where you could expect that halving, cost of halving to get priced in, and then get above like 30 on Mara. I'm looking for the next signal on Mara. Next oversold. Here's the deal on Mara that I do like, though, where whatever this correction is, this current little correction, it basically started end of February. We're only 2 or 3 weeks into it. It has everything you want to see for the return phase. So we're going to get down, probably wrestle with that for another week or two, and we will then get that moving again. How high can it go? Where are we? 382? Nope, not quite. Almost. 50% level. It will matter. You know, it's like that. You're almost at the 382 exactly. So if we could get above there, or at least be at the 382 by the halving, then maybe, you know, something will come into play. I wouldn't be too dismissive on these. I'm looking for the next set of signals. Clean Spark has been I think Clean Spark shows you what is possible when these start moving. And who put that up? Our old friend Costa Mooney brought that up a long time ago. I don't know. I got to reach out to him. I think he's kind of, I don't know what happened, but he's the one that showed me this one. And so this is what we should be looking for on the others. That, Mara, Riot, we see, you see MicroStrategy and Coinbase doing it. Yeah, look there's Riot. Amazing. How many times did that hit? 10, 50% moves. So that could be ready to go one more time. What's up, Mitch Ray in the house? Welcome, Mitch Ray. How are you, my friend? Your ears must have been buzzing like an hour ago. Thinking about getting maybe a Twitter Spaces of a Harmonic pattern group. A couple more. What was the other one? Hut. This is a laggard low floater. Hut was another one that has patterns down here. Okay, worth a shot, I think. And again, these will probably move after the halving, but we need to be looking down here. This is actually a type 2 shark. It's tough to see. Software is kicking it out because, look, there's the initial completion. Just because it went all the way there doesn't mean you can't come all the way back to a looping type 2. But look, you got the T2. And folks, remember what I was saying a little while ago in the stream about looking for the dot. Okay, HSI dot, Harmonic Strength Index dot, it's a special signal that should get any pattern going. But, we have a tendency to come back and retest the open of the bar. This one did. Okay, the open of that candle right there was 635. The low of that, 634. No coincidence. I didn't when I designed Harmonic Strength Index, I knew what I was looking for. I knew which relationships I wanted to uncover. But I didn't know they would really encompass it frame it out this well. So if you're not using the dot or you're new to the software, check this out. Use it for confirmation. One of the things people ask me is, all right, well, it's already moved. The market's already moved. How do I get in on it? Break it down to a 4-hour. Wait, get a 4-hour pullback, something like that. Something like we had down here not too long ago. $7. The last one on that is SDIG. And you can see these are definitely not all the same. Now, this one has a really nice pattern on the 4-hour, yeah, and daily too. But you're scraping the lows down here. It doesn't, again, don't assume they're all the same, but I'm looking at that as a speculative kind of play. You have it on the daily. Type 1, and then look, software calculates it that it's type 2 right there. One side note, I did want to share this with everybody. One of the things about the type 1, type 2, it's not easy, first of all, because, what defines it? What defines whether something is going to be a reaction or reversal? Well, you have to have the completion, and then you have to go to the target 1 minimum. Yes, it can go higher, but you have to go to target 1 minimum. And then you have to have the full retest. So the model is kind of like this, but the reality frequently can be like this. But no, either way, that's still an important T2 level where we would expect things for that to trigger here. Big stuff. That should be the second wave. We sat on these. We said a lot of the same thing about MicroStrategy and Coinbase that we're saying about these. So I'm open to suggestions. If you guys have any things that you think are better than others in terms of miners. Thanks, Mitch. Yeah, hit the like, guys. Subscribe if you will. Please get notifications. I'm here twice a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays. And I owe Mitch a stream. Mitch, you and I got to do something too soon. I think we got to do something before the halving. Really get into it. Ivan, BTBT. That was the other one I was thinking about, where it just had a couple moves, but it's been lackluster, right? Lackluster, especially in this environment when things are popping off. But check out what the software did kick out a few days ago. So I thank you for bringing this to my attention. T2 did finally retest 226. Remember this hit in September, took 3 months, then exploded all the way back down. Now we start looking. Now we start looking where this could be confirmed support, ready to rock. Let's jump to the stonks. I think we covered it really well on Thursday. The train continues. Okay, speaking of trains, funny people talking about trains. Nasdaq 445. It's a big number. Let's start from here, okay? Because we want stocks, we want the markets to continue with crypto. We want this to be a massive allocation cycle this year. Go on, manipulate the markets, flood it with money. I don't care who you are. I don't care what political party you're with. Okay, yeah, we know long term there's going to be problems. But go ahead and do whatever they're going to do, because they're going to do whatever they're going to do. We need to take advantage of it in a way where we benefit from the shenanigans, okay? With the QQQs and the way the printer's going burr. And believe me, it's going burr. It is. Our target remains the 1618 all time. If you didn't see Thursday, by all means, please check out Thursday. But look, I'm not even thinking about anything until 1618. That is my goal for this move this year. It's 505, 508. Okay, we do have this shark pattern up here. It's a few different possibilities. I mentioned that. But what can we glean from the current situation? Because take a look at the zone. Make it really big. 445 hop level. That dot, HSI dot. Okay. Remember what I said a few examples ago. We get the pattern, we get the dot, and we retest it. Now, we retested that really strong, but absolute make or break. First of all, we're not down this week. We really should already be down. If this was something I was concerned about, this would be red. We'd be down. We'd be rolling over. We're not. And we're still in that ultimate decision stage. You know, do I short the market here? Anyone shorting the market right now? Not too many. But you have everything you'd want to see. What's the problem here? Well, it's been strong, incredibly strong. Okay. Our amplified, our other indicators, they haven't triggered yet. And we still need to see 3-bar breakdown. You need to see something like that, especially after a run like this. So I'm fine with a pause right now. Your key numbers, absolutely 445 and 424. Come back if we stay maybe in this zone for a little while and then continue right as we get into earnings season. Makes sense. Market's not really moving because there's not a heck of a lot to trade on at the moment, even with all the craziness going on in the world. Not a heck of a lot of market info. Everyone's gearing up for earnings. Okay. This could pause for a few weeks and stay right at these levels. And then as soon as it pops and closes above the highs, you know, a week, any close above 450 on the Qs now takes you to 500 or higher. That's the play. That's really kind of the determining factor here. Even if we pause, retrace like we had last summer, it's going to be mild. And you're anticipating that second leg. You know, we'll do 20+% this year. Absolutely. Why? Because they're printing and they're spending, and that's not stopping. So it is a definite subject that I'm happy to see people talk about. And I really, there's a financial awareness that is finally starting to happen in the country about the fact that, hey, you can't spend $1 trillion every 100 days. You can't run $3 trillion deficits every year. That can only go on for so long. But it will continue, and I said this last week, look, it will continue to drive the market. It'll artificially inflate it. How high? Well, let's see what happens when we get to the 1618. But we're doing the same thing here that you're doing with Bitcoin. Okay? It's just probably going to take a lot longer with this move, but we're lining up 1618 like there, 505, and then 2618 of something like that. You know, 700 in a blow off move that the market has done time and time again. Understand that's where you are. This consolidation phase, okay, 2020 to 2023 is a big pause on the chart. Go to the monthly. Okay, this is a parabolic move, folks. And these pauses, that was a nice little retracement. You're breaking out in the context of long-term trend, the Qs. I mean, when you get this kind of correction and rebound rally, what it is normally a second leg of the whole deal. I mean, and when I say second leg, I mean, you could go from there, or I've mentioned this before, even the COVID low in an approximate kind of conservative ABCD, something like that. up to the 1618. That's what that is. COVID recovery move, AB. Come back, C at a 618, almost perfectly. D to a 1618. You're just utilizing the metrics, the levels, proportions to generate targets, but and ideal symmetrical cycles, and that's what that is. We know 886, 113 on this market. It didn't even blink. And look, every month since the low has continued to be up. That's the plan on the Qs. And where's it coming from? SMH and the big ones. Phenomenal. 1618 exceeded at 210. I'm really going to argue that your 314 advance on the semis very likely here to 320, 330. That's what you have started here. And the minimum on that is a 2618. So if you're worried that like Nvidia is going to stop or some of those high flying semis are going to stop, nope. Continue, and Nvidia 950. Nvidia is at the 314. So Nvidia is leading the way. And we theorized last year, maybe you can get, we were looking at that at 300, like, maybe it gets the 1618. Or maybe it gets to the 2618. Now you're 314, ready for 3618. That's at 1,000. This is what it looks like. Okay? This is what it should look like for the Qs, for Bitcoin, all of it. That is a parabolic move, folks. Steep retracement, all the way up, 314 to 3618. And then how do you handle that? Because at this point, you're out of levels pretty much. You need to look for the next set of reversal indicators, price action. Let's say we get a bearish month. Let's say we get some kind of real distinct candle reversal. And this is the other thing, is your RSI, which is screaming amplified almost. This is amplified RSI. Standard RSI maybe gets to 80. The high end for amplified is like 100, which you're almost there. And that's strength. That's not weakness. So as long as it stays up in the overbought, and you're talking months here because that's a monthly chart, you would probably need 6 months before that could be considered coming out of the zone. But that's what a 314, 3618 parabolic move looks like. And how do you measure it? How do you manage it at this point? Then you're tracking it on weekly and monthly signals. Like let's say we got a HSI up here in 2 or 3 months with a yellow dot. Yeah, that would be significant. But until then, you are still continuing this move. It's impressive. Nvidia, yeah, that's this decade's Tesla, without a doubt. What's up, Dustin? Dustin, we got to talk about the bot. I don't even want to bring that out today. I'll talk to you about the bot on Discord. What's up, Red? Red Nose is in the house, and he's talking about Micron. Yo, I looked at Micron last week, 2 weeks ago. And then they're the supplier to NVIDIA, and they caught a bid and a half. And that thing is gone. That was amazingly, I think that was a 3 ideas way back here. I on a daily. I have to look back. When was that a 3 ideas? I think it was a 3 ideas back here early, like a year ago. I am no longer long the stock, but that's a beautiful one. I'll tell you what else is the not all stocks are the same, not all crypto is the same. You have to differentiate. But amazing, like Applied Materials and KLAC versus AMD. Yeah, I've been looking at those. Like here's Applied Materials. And I think it's a great one because look at all the back-to-back patterns, weekly chart. Now, typically you'd look at that and say, I'm going to blow it up. All right, wow, beautiful 886. Okay, retesting right there. There's your T1. There's your T1 on the bat at 156. But no confirmation and blast right through. That's a failed structure. And it's really failed on that bar on the breakout above the hop. I mean, if you do that kind of a move and you take out the hop in that regard and there's zero confirmation, what's happening to you is you're morphing. Morphing is the word, into a 1618. Dare I say, we could label that almost a deep crab. It doesn't get a 382 like that. Really need a 382 like that to have a deep crab. But either way, you're still assuming 1618 for applied materials. That's 225, if not more. Those are minimum targets. But that's a great one. Evan, don't give your money to your mom. Keep the money. Man, you and I have to talk. That crazy uncle of yours, and now you want to give your crypto earning to your mom when your family's giving you so much garbage about Bitcoin? Remember what I told you, Evan. At the end of this cycle, when you show up for Christmas dinner, okay, and you show up in the Ferrari or whatever, and your uncle's still driving the Nissan Sentra, no offense, Nissan Sentra drivers, but that's how you can make them shut up. But good one. You're right about Micron, though. Red. We got to be looking for those that are still doing that run or about to do the run. There's a few others. I mean, ASML has run. It's amazing. A dot up here, but still a ways to go. Or Broadcom. I think Broadcom. Oh, I'll give you one. Broadcom, super strong. I mean, this thing has a ways to go. Nothing stopping it, but Qualcomm. Now, this is one that was another 3 ideas for our folks. Where is this thing going to break out? We have an 886 that's 184, but then we go long term on Qualcomm. All right, you've got a lot of precedent here. Go back, if it's not 886, and what? Do another 1618. Qualcomm. We need to be looking more for these type of chip candidates to capture the next wave of semis to run. I'm open to suggestions. Couple others. Mateo. Yeah, pay taxes before family. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I don't, guys, look, you have to understand this is a unique group. Okay, the fact that we're here looking at the markets, looking at crypto, actively pursuing this, okay? Not a lot of people have the patience. I mean, for us, it's exciting. That's why we're here. But for a lot of people, they can't get their head around it. That's okay, too. But understand, by half the battle, in my opinion, is just getting here. Getting in the game is half the battle. Most people, you got work, family, obligations. Okay, I mean, this is what I do for my life, for my living. Have always done. I've always wanted to do this. I knew that, but it's not for everybody. But in my opinion, hey, if you're getting a job, like if you got a job because you love it, that's great. I don't think there's anything more in life that you can ask for. To do what you love for a living, and then it's not even work. But the reality is, what's number one? You got to make the bank. You got to make the bank. And that's what we're here for. Making the bank. And then do whatever you want. But put the time in now. That was my speech too yesterday to my group. It's the time to put it in. Make your bones. And build it. Couple more. Big ones. I want to look quickly. Financials, XLF. I have not looked at that in a while, but I think we need to be looking at this type of phenomenon. What's going on there? Okay. There is something interesting about what has happened since that low back in October. And it's all about this market trying to get better breadth. Not breadth, but breadth. Greater participation on the breakout. We need to see crude oil, financials, consumer discretionary. We need to see these other categories start to catch a bid. XLF definitely has. And when you look at all the daily patterns we had, $30, I mean, there was a bunch of stuff. And then go to the weekly. Okay, you're coming off a whole bunch of things. Back to back, almost perfect T2 on that weekly pattern. And now we have a butterfly on the retest. Okay, but there's nothing here to stop that just yet. Nothing. And look at, this is really important to understand. This indicator condition, okay, right here and here, is completely different than, say, here. Okay, or even go back to the last set of tests. What's different about this? The extremity to how high it's gone into the overbought and the amount of time. I mean, if we were to go back, look, this entered the overbought back in November. We are 4 months into it, and it's still extremely strong in the overbought. It would be like looking at the last cycle here and trying to sell it where, all right, where's it going to roll over? Where's it going to roll over? Well, look at the price action. You went overbought way back here, and then you went up for 8-9 more months. There's no confirmation here. This is strong behavior at all-time highs. So these are things that I want to highlight because you're not going to get them. You're not going to understand that on your own, brand new, whatever, not having gone through 1 or 2 cycles. It doesn't matter, crypto, stock market, whatever. All right, this is a different creature than this reversal phenomenon back here. So XLF, impressive, really starting to get a bid. And we see these are big stocks from long ago that I have brought up that you want to mention. And you want to see this thing broaden out. Ugly type 2 bat, wasn't it? There was something bigger here too. This is PNC Financial. Maybe it was in the daily. I think we had big stuff in the daily when all that was going down. I remember this at like 110 with the shark. Yeah, I'm looking at a lot of these. The financials are interesting. Oh, wait a minute. Here's something. Did I go over Robinhood? Because this thing is interesting. You know, now 19. So these financials, and look at the IPO range. So Hood starting to move, but bigger financial institutions like Goldman Sachs. Okay, these are big developments in the price action. I'm watching Goldman Sachs. Obviously, you got back-to-back patterns here. But what's going on? You had a Gartley all the way over here, all the way down. Now you're back. Look, you're 408. You have a dot, but it's really strong. My point, take it to the bank, to use the pun. Goldman Sachs and a few other of these, they only have to go up a few more percent for them to trigger massive breakouts, which means then the rest of this market is ready to rock. Now, they're not going to be parabolic, but when you see this market spread out like that, then you can project project your next 1618. The bigger thing is that the market's starting to broaden out. This market broadens out. It's, then it's all on. And I think that's the hidden secret. Okay? That all of the money that was created a few years ago, it's not going to come in at once. Much like 2008, 2009, and then especially 10 and 11, when printer was, they brought in that backup printer. All right, but once they get going, like, let's go. I need to go to the SPY anyway, but look at the SPY, and here's my point. Here's 2008. Let's go QE, the birth of MMT, modern monetary theory, where everybody gets money for free. Everyone gets participation money. Growing up, that generation got participation trophies. Well, now they can't hack it, so let's give them participation money. Okay, so they don't have to work and they don't have to get their fingernails dirty. Bunch of croca, That printer went on burr. I want you guys to look at this. This is why you show up. This is because these are things that I had to learn over years. Okay, this is when you see something like that, tight accumulation channel, there's no retracements on this. Okay, and it just continues all the way through. That's massive accumulation buying. Massive. Okay, that's where you just steadily continue. Well, we're on a new path for the SPY too. Why? Well, all the money's starting to finally get into the system. Think of it this way. We're going to authorize all the money. Everybody's insolvent, says the Fed. You all need to take our money because we want to devalue and debase the dollar so we can get the numbers to go up. Okay? You're printing more. We know about it from 2010, 2012, but then you have this follow-through move for the rest of the decade. Now imagine that all the way back here, 2020, we're going to increase that. We're going to triple that. We're going to triple everything we've done here, and now we're going to triple that. Well, proportionally, this should be a triple move. Triple whatever this was. 100 up to 300, 3x, 9x. Generally. And you say, Scott, you're crazy. No. This is what I want you folks to understand, okay? This debt phenomenon, the asset allocation of assets that are counter the debasing of the dollar is what you see. I would rather hold my money in stocks and take the risk than have it in dollars and go nowhere. Or Bitcoin. It's a real phenomenon. It's something I've known for decades, but folks, I've never seen it accelerate to the level that it has. Okay? And it really does get to the point of, when you look at like Bitcoin in like the Turkish lira or Brazil reais or something, and they're ridiculous. Like here, Bitcoin versus the lira. Hold on. Bitcoin. What is it? What's Turkish lira? LIRA? No, TRY. Okay. This is how you go parabolic. Hold on. I can't do it. That's not the right one. What's wrong with this one? Oh. It should be the other way around. Hold on. Sorry, I'm missing my point here. BTC. How about BRL? Just because that's close to my heart. Yes, honey, close to my heart. Yeah, it's like that. Binance. There you go. All right. It's like that because of the depreciation. It's all fiat depreciation. That's why you get that accelerated move. So understand this is a phenomenon. I mean, this is really, it is happening. And let's do M2 really quick. This is a good one to finish up on because we really need to understand that it's a real deal. There you go. This is, and it dictates, money supply dictates market activity. Okay, the more debt you can take, the better. Now, I've been looking at these figures monthly, weekly, on some others, looking at rates. It works the same way. HSI, okay, we are at a critical point. I think it's really interesting where we are. There's 04, there's 2001, or excuse me, 2000. Something's up. I just want you guys to know that something is up because the way things are coming together, and let's wrap it up. Go back to good old Bitcoin and stay there because look, Bitcoin is definitely doing everything that they promised. Now we have to gauge how fast is this going to do the next cycle recovery, excuse me, cycle discovery. We know 1618, great. 102, can we get to something more? Can we get to where we are absolutely, doing 3618 advance? Again, we have the precedent, and I want people to know that this is a possibility. This kind of measured level in this type of environment, 3618 is right there. And that's how Bitcoin's going to do it. It's going to take time, years. But if we're positioned properly with this kind of a breakout to come and we know all the other shenanigans going down, then this is not stopping anytime soon. And we ride it, the parabolic move, till at least October, November. Nothing changes till then. How do I feel about the 18-month yielding version? What's up, Cathago? He's saying we're in a global currency meltdown. I'm not going to go so far as to say that's happening, but I am acknowledging, and it's important that you guys understand, because most of you are half my age. All right, and the best thing I can do is impart my experience and what I learned going through real situations. The gold market is not being discussed enough. People are talking about it, mostly gold bugs, but you have to look at this chart and say to yourself, if we break out, okay, and you get above this 2400 level, then yeah, then you're looking at the massive effects of the last few years. And much like some of the Bitcoin ABCD kind of projections that I put up, this is another. Look, A, B, C, D. But something has to be happening to drive that. I think gold to 3,000, it's just a matter of is it 2 years or 5 years? But that's where it's going. And if gold's doing that, then there is a larger devaluation going on that before that breakout does occur, let's understand that that's what's happening, and that's what will drive the parabolic cycle. Flat out, just devalue the dollar to get it. As soon as they start cutting rates, that's probably when everyone throws in the towel and says it's on. The acceleration will skyrocket, and again, that's kind of the outlook going into the end of the year. A lot going on. I can't stress enough. I could spend another 2 hours in here, but we'll circle back on Thursday. All right. Appreciate it. That's what I have for today. Thanks so much, folks. Hey, get over to Harmonic Trader. I will post that the video for all basic members. Okay, from the last crypto webinar, and I'll let you know about where to get that on Thursday. Great one. Thanks, everybody. Great session. We'll catch you.